HD. ZNS Network presents The Bahamas Tonight. This segment of the news is brought to you by BTC, powered by Lime.
Welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, the weekend edition. Good Sunday evening, Bahamas. I'm Altovise Munnings. Thanks so much for making us a part of your weekend. Here's what's making news. Detectives started Sunday probing the country's latest murder for the year, number 11 to be exact. The scene, the intersection of East Street and Palmetto Avenue in the inner city. And this latest incident leaves a family grieving for another relative gunned down in less than a year. Traffic heading south on East Street North had to be diverted early Sunday afternoon as detectives and other officers assembled outside a small convenience store adjacent to Kelly's Lumberyard at the intersection of Palmetto Avenue and East Street to begin investigations into the country's latest murder. A large crowd of onlookers gathered on both sides of the crime scene tape to view anything they could. Police report that residents notified officers on patrol in the area about the fatal shooting that occurred sometime before 1 o'clock Sunday afternoon.
Preliminaries right now is suggesting that a lone male entered the establishment while the male and female were in the store, where he demanded cash and in the process shot both of the persons. The emergency medical services responded to the scene and examined both. The female was pronounced dead, seemed to be an elderly lady, and the male, he was transported to hospital via ambulance.
We were also told that the lady who reportedly owns the store's husband was killed either sometime last year or early this year. Can you confirm whether or not that's true and if it could possibly be in connection with this afternoon's incident?
I'm unable to confirm that at this time. We still don't have an identification of this lady yet. All of those questions, we'll be able to determine that later as the investigation progresses.
Officer in charge of the Central Detective Unit, Superintendent Paul Roll, did confirm that the elderly lady, which police say is between her late 60s and early 70s, was shot in the head, while the man, who was shot to the thigh, is detained in hospital. Superintendent Roll confirmed that officers are questioning the victim to find out more information. However, detectives believe that robbery was the motive of this incident. And as police conducted their probe, loud cries could be heard from residents who knew the victim, whom they identified as Margaret Oldtime, the owner of the Oldtime convenience store. The victim's cousin was one of the last persons to speak with her.
She called me this morning. She said, come to Plato here. I say, I can finish plant my daughter here and I come to Plato here too. Oh Lord, oh Lord.
So what did you hear happen? What did you hear happen?
I don't know. They just called me. My friend just come by me and tell me that. Oh Lord, oh Lord.
How old was she?
I think she 50 something. She 53 or 54. Oh Lord. And they just killed her husband last year. Oh Lord.
It was last year or earlier this year?
Last year. Oh. Last year. Oh, last year. August 20 last year. Last year. On the shop by Palm Tree Avenue. They shoot him. She died the same way.
This area falls within the South Central Division of the Royal Bahamas Police Force. Officer in charge, Superintendent Philip Don Wilson, confirmed to reporters on the scene that Sunday's murder was the first for the division for 2013.
Last year alone, we had some 26 shootings within this area, which resulted in 21 murders. This year, 2013, the South Central Grove Division has set out a course to increase our mobile patrol throughout the Angliston and the Coconut Grove area. Someone knew exactly what happened here this afternoon. We beg you, we ask you to come forward with that information. That information would be held in the strictest of confidence.
It was sometime after 2 o'clock Sunday afternoon when more loud cries could be heard as morticians removed the murder victim's body from the scene. Just a few moments later, police cleared the area and the large group of onlookers moved closer, many of them bewildered that this murder happened in their area. Once again, if you have any information that can assist police with this murder, you're asked to call 919 Crime Stoppers at 328. Or remember, you can always call or visit your nearest police station. Well, still on police news, authorities here in the capital need your help tonight to locate the suspect or suspects responsible for a shooting that has left a man detained in stable condition in hospital. According to police reports, it was shortly before 3 o'clock yesterday afternoon when the victim was reportedly walking on Derby Road, that's in Yellow Elder Gardens, when the occupants of a green Honda vehicle approached him and fired several shots. The victim sustained a gunshot wound to the right arm. Police investigations continue into that incident. We can also tell you tonight that a 39-year-old man of Malcolm Allotment is in custody tonight after he was arrested on Saturday for possession of an unlicensed firearm and possession of dangerous drugs. It was sometime around 2 o'clock yesterday afternoon when Mobile Division officers were on mobile patrol on Tyler Street and Boyd Road when they observed two occupants of a black Rodeo Jeep acting suspiciously. The officers stopped the vehicle, and one of the suspects, whom police say was dressed in a red pants and white shirt, jumped out and ran, dropping a shotgun. The officers were able to arrest the other suspect in the vehicle. The officers found a quantity of dangerous drugs, and they're right now searching for that car. Over in Grand Bahama, authorities there are also making a drug arrest yesterday. DEU officers on that island seized a quantity of dangerous drugs around 11 o'clock last night while in the Dover Sound area in bushes near the canal. The officers discovered 5 clear packages of suspected marijuana in a duffel bag, estimated to weigh 62 pounds and is valued at $62,000. Additionally, Mobile Division officers in Grand Bahama uncovered a quantity of dangerous drugs in Bartlett Hill, 8 Mile Rock around 9 o'clock last night. Grand Bahama police confirmed that the 8 Mile Rock officers stopped and searched a maroon Chevy Tahoe vehicle with 7 passengers, 1 Bahamian, 1 American, 1 Haitian, 1 from St. Thomas, and 3 Jamaicans. That's 6 men and 1 woman. Officers discovered the group in the vehicle with 2 large clear packages of suspected marijuana, which police report weighed 14 pounds and has an estimated value of $14,000. Police over in Grand Bahama are investigating all of those matters. Newly elected chairman of the Police Staff Association, Sergeant Dwayne Roll, outlining his team's agenda for the year. And here's some good news for police officers. The Staff Association chairman noted that efforts are underway to address the welfare of officers, increases in pay, and other outstanding issues.
I am truly humbled to know that officers of this executive have the confidence in me to hold this position and represent them, and yet, because the task before us is great, I am motivated. I want to ensure the members of the association that I will place my complete and committed service in making sure that your concerns are not only heard, but also addressed with the foresight of bringing relief to your issues. I know the elected members and executives have heard your cry for change. My team, which include the executives and elected board members, are geared to serving you, its members.
Ms. Roll also talked about other issues topping his agenda.
It is our intention to submit to the government a proposal to amend the Police Staff Association Act to increase the term of service of elected members to 3 years rather than the present form of 1 year, which disrupt continuously the progress of this organization. I will also seek to engage the government regarding our medical insurance, salary increases. We have not had an increase in our salaries some 8 years now, and any other matters that arise during our time of service.
In other news tonight, the straw market is in negotiations to control new markets here in the capital. The goal is to have all the straw markets operating under one umbrella to ensure a standard of excellence, accountability, and a rule of law. Officials believe this move would be a key step in the development of the industry. Presently, only the Nassau Straw Market, the Pompey Village Market at Cable Beach, and the Fort Fincastle Market fall under the purview of the authority. Straw Market Authority Chairman Ron Pinder anticipates the acquisition process to be completed in a matter of months.
We are presently in discussions with the AIC as well as Atlantis, to take over the straw market and craft center at Paradise Island. The negotiations should be completed in the next several months or so, and then we will commence immediately renovating that facility. There is one more market we are also seeking to transfer under the jurisdiction of the Straw Market Authority, and that is the market at Fort Charlotte, and that is owned by the Antiquities, Monuments and Museums Corporation. That will take less time to negotiate and transfer because it's a much smaller market.
Well, for quite a while, local straw markets have become the place where tourists would go to get knockoff items. But more recently, the Straw Market Authority has been clamping down on the illegal activity and forcing vendors to creatively offer more indigenous products. And now that vendors have accepted the challenge, Andrew Knowles tells us tonight just how the authority intends to ensure that it will not only benefit straw markets, but the craft sector at large.
Local vendors are getting more creative in their craft offerings and much more serious about getting their share of the lucrative souvenir industry. They're making fine art out of goods from the natural environment, like coconuts, wood, shells, and straw. Millions of tourists visit our shore every year looking for authentic Bahamian souvenirs and memorabilia, and Straw Market Authority Chairman Ron Pinder wants to ensure this demand is met.
What we are attempting to do is eventually phase out the purchasing and the reselling of foreign products in our various straw markets. And we are seeking to promote indigenous Bahamian products that are made in the Bahamas, that are marketed in the Bahamas.
The straw market at Pompey Square, Cable Beach came alive last week with the sounds of junk canoe. Local tour operators were treated to a cultural tour of what's offered at the market, highlighting the raw materials, processes, and finished products of the indigenous crafts. It's all a part of an attempt by the authority to drive business there.
They needed help with marketing. They needed help even with enhancing their products. And we have sought to liaise with various artisans, local artisans, to help them enhance their product, to help them promote their product.
We've been getting a lot of feedback about the product, about the state of the market, and about the vendors, so we're working even on packaging. As far as even their plastic bags they're selling their goods in. Packaging is everything. It's a part of your presentation. So if you notice, most of the vendors here are now wearing the Androsia shirts, so we're cleaning up from the top to the bottom, and everybody is on board.
And with the push to using more indigenous products, the authority is also offering training to the vendors.
Instead of giving them a product to make, we're asking them to just try a product, and then we better it for them. We show them ways they can improve it. But we don't want to give them a product we want them to make. And so far, they have sandals. The sand ladies step forward, and their products are absolutely beautiful. They're making magnets, they're making brooches, hairpins, mirrors, trays, and their work is absolutely gorgeous. The straw vendors are now making sandals, and they're going to change the bottom of the soles of the sandals. They're going to be using car tires, recycled car tires, so they can be wearable. And the finished product is what we're really working at.
Local tour operators were impressed with what they saw, and that equals more business for the vendors.
There's so many things out here that are uniquely from this place, that are uniquely from this country. The straw, the t-shirts, the shells, everything. And it's really good, and it's really important that the tourist sees it, because unfortunately these days the tourist only gets to see the commercial aspect of everything. They don't get to see the native side of the country.
This is a really nice spot. We can bring our guests, especially for groups. So the presentation was really excellent today, and we're looking to bring some business down here.
They have stepped up to the game very well. In fact, they're very knowledgeable. It was beyond my expectation. And I hope that others in the industry will see what else is being done out here, that they would follow suit. Very impressed.
Andrew Knowles, ZNS Network News.
Thanks, Andrew. When we return, Urban Renewal supporting a new program for the youth. Hear that story and more on the next side of the break. You're watching The Bahamas Tonight, the weekend edition.